Before this video begins, we would like to issue a spoiler warning. We will be discussing Amazon Prime's show Invincible. This video may contain spoilers. Thank you, and enjoy our opinions the internet will probably yell at us about.
Yay!
Alright, store number 2 had no nails. Come to think of it, there weren't even any tools in there, just a helium tank that some idiot was trying to inhale the whole time.
In my defense, I was trying to see if the dog in there could understand me better
If my voice was higher.
What was your conclusion?
Costume stores are terrible places to try and find house-fixing equipment.
You said that was a hardware store!
That's what you get for taking my very inflated lie at face value and questioning nothing about what I say. On the bright side, they did have this funky hat in there.
You kind of look like what could have been an interesting allegory for the complications life throws at you on your journey into adulthood.
You mean?
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, it sounded like more words than that.
I'll try again. You remind me of another one of Amazon Prime's superhero shows that subverts expectations by making the heroes morally ambiguous, the villains actual people, and the side characters just happy to exist.
Okay, stop. That was a lot more words than just, you look like...
It was. Glad that college education still works its magic when you need basic accounting skills.
Jesus, alright. Tell me how you really feel.
Darn it. Fine. Was okay. There was certainly effort put into Robert Kirkman's superhero story, but it never really hit good status. There were several episodes that were absolutely pointless, which leads me to believe this season could have been about 4 episodes long.
Wow, really?
Of course. While the point of these types of stories is to build up the exposition to subvert our expectation of the hero archetype, 8-episode season had several storylines and characters that seemed ultimately pointless.
Can't really subvert an expectation with exposition if it ultimately ends up being nothing.
Which is what a great deal of characters and storylines end up being in Season 1. Looking at you, Mars episode. Understand, however, that there are some beautiful set pieces in Season 1, namely the fight scenes. There was some incredible attention to detail paid to these scenes, keeping us aware of where each fighter was, who was, well, a splattered mass of yuck on the floor, and who the hero's next target was.
Did you have a favorite character in Season 1?
Not really. I'm not about to cherry pick characters for their mistakes or misgivings, or the story, more than the All in all, the fight scenes in Season 1 did more heavy lifting than the story beats you could see episodes ahead of time, even if you had never read the comic. Season 1 was a fine experience and seems to fit Amazon Prime's MO of superheroes aren't all that super or good.
Do you think Season 2 or 3 will stand up to Season 1?
Amazon Prime only has experience with one other show like this. Days before both its first and second seasons, the following season was announced. Amazon Prime waited until a day before the final episode of Season 1 was released before announcing Seasons 2 and 3. Perhaps it was to avoid clogging the media space with different announcements of the same type, or perhaps there are other reasons. But after Season 1, I think the following seasons will fall about where the first one did.
Are there any other anti-hero / renegade hero stories you'd like to see the infinite wallet of Amazon Prime adapt?
Do I look like a man with several subscriptions to multiple digital comic reading accounts with time to read those millions and millions of comics?
No.
Great. Now, this interview is done. I don't like it when you distract me with questions you know I'll go into rants to answer. I'm not sure what you're distracting me from, but I think it's safe to say I've made my point.
Which I agree with.
Exactly. Season 1 was fine. The fight scenes were the visual epicenters of interest throughout the whole series, and Seasons 2 and 3 will probably be right around as good as this one was. On that note, let's go to the next actual hardware store. No more sidetracks, James.
Well, if we're about to get serious, then I should probably get my last stupid joke out of the way.
Were you holding that in so you could ruin the front of this store for everyone because they wouldn't let you huff helium?
No time for stupid explanations. It's time to get serious.
Furor's win, James. That smells awful.
Ooh, yeah, pretty awful. All right, let's get out of